Night of the Living podcast is always ad-free for patrons at patreon.com/NOTLP.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Night of the Living podcast, where we're doing a theme this month on morgues, mortuaries, and crypts. Because we're a cheerful bunch. I'm Freddy. There's Amy.
Mortuary is a hard word to say.
Mortuary, yeah. And here's Andy.
Mortuary.
See?
Mortuary.
It's a little like you got to think about it when you're saying it.
Yeah, you have to take your time. It's like a tongue twister word.
It's like February. You got to think about it.
So we'd kick things off with maybe the best movie that takes place in a mausoleum ever, Phantasm.
Yes.
And then last week we had maybe one of the worst, Mortuary.
Yes.
But it was on,
One of the worst movies
in name.
It's one of the worst movies in general, not just to the theme.
Yeah, real bad movie. Yeah. Luckily this week we got a good one. We're talking about
Great one.
Yeah, really good one. The Autopsy of Jane Doe. And then next week we will have our final film in the series, but we have not heard back from Angela, our winner of the mailing list raffle. So we
it's a mystery what it's going to be.
We don't know what it is yet, but we will have a movie for you next time.
Yeah.
Man, Dolly Parton died.
I know. Sad.
It's really, really
with many
sad.
D's. Because she had many D's.
She had many D's.
She had big boobies.
That's true. She was known for her boobies, but she was way more than that.
Of course.
But we all know that. You're hearing it in the news by now all over the place.
Thank you for saying that phrase. She's way more than her tits.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She was so much more than just boobs. But in the beginning of, as a kid, we didn't know that she was more than her boobs. You know what I mean? In the 80s? Yeah. Well, no, the media was feeding us this idea of her that wasn't necessarily true for a long time. And the truth is she was all that time, she was like this genius and a philanthropist and doing great things and not asking for credit for any of it, really. I don't know. It just, it hit me right in the old breadbasket, took the wind out of me. And I'm like, she was 80. Why do you feel like you just lost something vibrant and young? But it's true. I felt like she would live forever.
Yeah. It's because she's such a good person, and we're in this world nowadays. It's kind of a rare commodity.
Mm-hmm.
So
rare condition in this day and age.
I'm wearing my Dolly Parton jewelry right now.
You got a butterfly?
We'll all try to be more like Dolly Parton.
Yeah. She put out a line of doggy accessories, and I turned the collar into a bracelet for myself.
Pretty nice.
Yeah, you did. She's got her Dolly Parton cake mixes out there.
We should have bought one in memoriam.
We should go buy one and make one.
We'll make a Dolly
They're
Parton
delicious.
cake.
I was telling our friend Emily I'm going to make the cuppa from Steel Magnolias tonight.
Yeah.
So that's going to be my tribute to her. And I also donated some money to her imagination library. So I think that'd be a
sweet of you.
Good way to honor her, because I think that's probably what she was most proud of.
Yeah, as she should be. It's an amazing thing that she did. She created.
Keep kids reading, because a lot of them can't.
She's such a good person. Why this 80-year-old and not the other one?
Speaking of good people. Patreon, you're good people over there. Thank you for continuing to support what we do over here.
Yes.
This week we have ad-free episodes of this show. Zoned Out, we did Kick the Can. If you want a sweet story about aging people this week to warm your heart in your mourning the loss of Dolly Parton, but you want something that's very much in the spirit of Dolly Parton, you couldn't ask for a better representation than Kick the Can. It's a great episode about people in a retirement home recapturing their youth. And Origins.
That's the one they redid for the Twilight Zone movie.
Yeah, Spielberg directed it when they did it in the movie. He remade the segment and kind of expanded it a little bit too for the movie. That's a good. I love those people. The cast of the movie is so good. Was it Scatman? I think it was Scatman Crothers was the old man with the can. He had a can on him.
I like that rhyming.
Old man with a can. Then we had Origins from back in 2014 where we talked about Gallow Walkers.
Was Wesley Snipes.
It was a vampire movie. Like was this supposed to kind of be like a cashing in on the success of Blade kind of thing?
He was a cowboy undead hunter.
All right. So Blade in the Old West.
Mm-hmm.
Who watched it?
Andy did.
Do you remember it, Andy?
No.
That's
just it.
It doesn't sound very memorable.
Straight to the point, because I was like, what? Wesley Snipes did another vampire movie?
I don't know if they were vampires. I think it was just undead. But
he was a hunter?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, that's
it's
still
vampire.
the same.
Blade was a vampire hunter.
Yeah, and he was also a vampire. He was a vampire. Yeah. We also talked about Duel. Speaking of Steven Spielberg, who did the Kick the Can.
Mm-hmm.
What are the connections just lining up?
Whoa, magic.
It's crazy. We also had our weekly meetups on Thursdays where we get together and we hold each other up. We support each other. We love on each other. We laugh a lot.
We do all of those things and more, which you'll get if you're part of our Patreon, patreon.com/NOTLP.
Nice.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah. You guys have anything else for the top of the show here?
Just that Dolly Parton died, and that's just a really rotten thing.
It is.
I got a sunburn recently, and I'm starting to peel, so I'm gross. I don't want to go out into the world. Starting to peel right here.
I still don't see the peeling
starting
so much.
To peel, Andy. Yeah. Andy is starting to peel. It's
right
gross.
around the perimeter of her face.
You do look a little red, though.
Yeah.
So
well,
I hope it doesn't hurt.
Does it hurt?
It did.
Yeah.
It don't no more.
Amy, does your face hurt?
It's killing me.
No, that's a sincere question. Does your face hurt?
No, it doesn't. But thank you for asking.
Okay, good.
Oldie but a goodie.
How's your head?
I have a lot of complaints.
Faulty. What was it?
I need a new one.
Dry and toothy.
I think it was in Girls. Was it Girls Just Want to Have Fun where the guy did Tune in Tokyo?
Believe so.
We just watched that old Sarah Jessica Parker movie, and there's a bit with Tune in Tokyo, which we remember being, and that's probably why we did it in school, was because of that movie, I'm guessing now.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that.
Don't try that now, ever.
No.
I mean, you shouldn't try it back then, but it's just not a good idea to try to grope women's boobs against their will.
No, or anyone's chest. Don't grab anyone's chest.
Yeah,
don't play open chest day.
Don't touch somebody against their will.
Right.
All right. Jeez Louise, that we have to say it. We do. Because the 80s taught us that we didn't have any boundaries back then.
It's true.
We have to say these things now.
We were trying, you could get it, you could do whatever you want in the 80s. It was a Wild West.
Yeah, pretty much.
And also that wouldn't work now because who has radios with dials anymore?
It's true.
Right.
It'd be touch screen, so you just be poking the person in the chest and sliding your finger around.
Trying to swipe.
I don't know if that's worse. That's probably worse.
The poking part.
All of it.
Yeah. All right.
All right. Are you guys ready to talk about the movie?
Let's talk about the movie.
All right, cool.
Turn on lights, it's the main attraction.
This week's main attraction is The Autopsy of Jane Doe. This had a limited release December 21st, 2016, following the premiere it had at Toronto International Film Festival on September 15th, which is where a lot of the coolest horror movies seem to first sprout up. Is
They're
in there.
TIFF babies.
Yeah, they're TIFF babies, and they have like a special name for the late night version of that festival, and I can't remember it, but always cool stuff there. The production of this one is the third of 10 features directed by Andre Alvarado, who his first credit, he was a co-director of this really obscure thing I found called Future Murder, which does not look good, but I just wanted to note it was the first feature film he's credited as co-directing, so it wasn't just him. But since then, his films have received moderate success. His other horror creds include Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, which is a movie that I really love now.
It's gotten mixed reviews.
When it came out,
Yeah.
Scary Stories was disappointing to hardcore Scary Story book fans because it only used them as inspiration. It wasn't literally just them retelling the stories. So I was one of those disappointed people, but on subsequent viewings, that movie is friggin' great. I take back every bad thing I said about it. It gets better every time I see it.
Maybe I need to revisit it because when I first saw that, I did not care for it.
Yeah,
It looked nice.
Yeah,
but
I remember it being mid.
yeah. It's funny. Like I think all of us came out of it kind of disappointed. And then when they showed it as the double feature when it came out, chapter 2, I think. And we went to the drive-in and it was Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. And I complained because I was like, I don't want to sit through this movie again. And now I've seen it like 5 or 6 times since then.
1,000,000 times.
Every time I stumble across it, I'm like, I'll give it another shot. And it gets better with age. And then he did The Last Voyage of the Demeter, which
I like.
Great.
Right? We all
Yeah.
like
I
that.
got a lot.
And his new movie's Passenger, which Amy and I have not seen. Have you seen it, Andy?
That the one that just came out?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
it's
this
on
year?
streaming. Yeah.
That didn't. I don't think that did very well.
No, it didn't. It got mixed reviews too.
Yeah, he takes chances. He's best known though for Troll Hunter, which was a found footage movie where I don't know if you guys have seen that, but it's a lot of fun. Camera crew
Yeah, it's
follows
really
troll
good.
hunters. Yeah, and they're like in jeeps and stuff, kind of,
Yeah.
right? If I remember right. And the effects in that were so cool. But he had seen The Conjuring when the original Conjuring came out. It was like, this is a really old fashioned horror movie, and I want to prove that I can make something that's not found footage. That was his first thing, and the second thing was he wanted to go back and make a classic horror movie. So the Blacklist, you guys know what the Blacklist is. The listeners, if you don't know, that's just unproduced screenplays that people in Hollywood rave about that just sit untouched, unproduced. And this one, I think the original title was just Autopsy, was on that list. And he's like, I want that movie. And he got it negotiated and he got to make The Autopsy of Jane Doe. The writers on this one, I don't like anything else they've done. They did The Nun 2. They did The Conjuring, Last Rites. I did like some of their work they did on Fear the Walking Dead season 4, and then 5 through 8 are these same writers.
Did you see The Nun too?
Yeah, I think I saw it on streaming. It wasn't super memorable.
It's because I say like I don't like anything else they've done, and because the Nun would not lead me to watch Nun 2 at all.
No.
I heard The Nun 2 was so much better than the first one, and then I was like, it's a little better than the first one. It's really not like a whole new movie or anything.
I'm disappointed that there are like so many. He was inspired by The Conjuring. I mean, that was a good movie, but I don't think it's enough to inspire him to make a horror movie.
Well, when we first saw the original Conjuring, we were all pretty impressed with it. At least Amy and I were definitely impressed. We loved it then. I don't think it holds up the way this movie does.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think maybe he surpassed it.
Maybe I'm also influenced by the Conjuring universe in general and how much I don't like those movies.
Yeah, didn't you feel like the more of them they make, you go back and watch the original, that people are like, the original is always there, it doesn't change. But the truth of it is, if you do watch all those subsequent movies,
It becomes diluted.
It does dilute that first movie, yeah.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of diminishing returns.
Yeah.
Not to say that I don't want to see The Autopsy of Jane Doe 2, which is listed as being...
I wouldn't want to.
Oh, interesting.
I like because the end of this movie, the setup
I
could
don't
be
think we
interesting.
need more.
You don't want any more?
Because I don't know what else they could expand on. Maybe it'll be like an origin story or something. Who knows?
And I wouldn't want that. I don't like prequels.
Yeah. I think it was going to be a sequel where they follow the body to the university where it's going to after the end of this movie.
That might be interesting.
Not just be the same movie though.
With more characters. And that, what, honestly, like if they can maintain this spooky level of atmosphere of this movie and get those same strong actors in there, I'd watch a sequel to this. I'd be very excited to see it. But it could be that blow up in your face. Like I was like, give me more Conjuring. And then I was like, no more Conjuring, please. I'm
worry
joking.
that they'll give you too much backstory and I don't want it.
Yeah.
I like the mystery. I mean, you learn a little bit, obviously, in this movie, but it's still quite mysterious.
I'd like to think that the creators of the film like it for the same reasons and wouldn't want to ruin that.
Right.
Yeah.
I hope. And then the score of this, I was listening to it again right before we started recording. Amy was too. Danny Bensi and Sonder Jurians, they've done a bunch of stuff, but I know their stuff from Ozark, which is, if you still haven't seen, great Netflix crime drama, and American Gods, which is based on the Neil Gaiman books, which is also a really great series. And his music's really good. Or their music, I should say, their team. So that's the backstory on this and the production. You guys have anything you want to add to that?
No.
So that we get into the story and the cast of characters. The setting, it's Grantham County, Virginia. A Jane Doe is found in a house where multiple homicides have occurred. And you get this opening sequence where it's just bodies strewn all over this house. And in the basement, they find dug up the clean corpse. Yeah.
Like a very clean young woman corpse in the basement. And it's very artfully done. I liked the way it was portrayed in the movie with just parts of her torso peeking out.
Yeah.
And her
Looked
face.
she
Super
was, like,
weird.
it's like she was like kind of clawing herself out or something.
Yeah. And her skin is so like alabaster.
Looks
almost
like a
like-
statue.
I like to know
Yeah.
now that like we know her backstory, I like to know her skin routine because she is moisturized for being so old.
Mhm.
That's why she swallowed her
Being so
molar.
dead.
That's the secret. You got to pull out your own molar and swallow it
I'll do it for a skin like that.
like a tapeworm. So the
I like to see all those beauty influencers doing that now. So get ready with me as we swallow our teeth.
And then we swallow it with raw milk.
just pulling them out with needle nose pliers.
Yeah.
Don't recommend that. The scene is great. These are all of the bodies that are going to be transported to Tommy's little coroner shop. Is this their home? I've never 100% got a handle
Yeah, I
on
think so.
if it's like they live above it, kind of like in every other movie about mortuaries and stuff like that, like 6 Feet Under. So, Tommy,
Could you do that?
could I live above a funeral home?
Yeah.
You know
Or-
what? If the rent were right, I could do a lot of things.
I don't
Depends
know.
on like the amenities and how
Yeah.
updated the house is.
Yeah, I mean, it would probably give
Like,
me the creeps.
it would give me the creeps, but if you grew up in it, that's different. Like this kid clearly,
Yeah.
him and his
used to
dad, he's used to it. He's grown up in it.
But you know how
It's the family business.
all these funeral homes are like old timey houses. That's like at some point there's going to be like modern mortuaries, right? In funeral homes.
There are some like sleek, all glass. There are modern style funeral homes that don't stick to like that, like Victorian and craftsman
Yeah.
houses and stuff like that. I love the old fashioned houses though. I think there's
Yeah.
something
okay.
about going
Creaking wooden floors.
well, and it adds to a funeral service to have actual antiques there and to have a family that's run it for generations. That adds to
Yeah.
a service, I think. Because I'm not
I can't
religious. I like
imagine-
the deep, historical part of it.
I just can't imagine a funeral home in those boring beige houses nowadays,
Yeah.
like modern,
Yeah.
with no furniture and everything sleek.
McMansion funeral home.
Yeah,
That would be ridiculous.
that would be unfortunate.
So Tommy is Brian Cox, one of the great actors of our generation, I think. Emmy Award
Yeah.
winners.
I like how different this role was for him, because he's kind of like a cuddly dad, and normally he's these really intense, stern types.
Yeah.
Like he was really sweet in this, and this is probably why this movie was so effective for me, because both these characters are just so, I don't know, kind and just real, and
Good.
you root for them.
Yeah.
Very human.
Yeah.
Brian Cox, his big thing was his big role that's kicked his career off. He was the first Hannibal Lecter in Manhunter back in '86. And since then,
He looked old back then. too.
yeah, he always
he-
looked middle-aged.
He's
or
one of
older.
those actors that just came out of the womb old, I think.
Yeah, and I wonder, like, I don't know what his age was then. I didn't bother looking, but yeah,
Yeah,
you're
I-
right. And I think,
I was confused because he plays Emil Hirsch's dad, And I was like, wait a minute.
Grandpa,
How
more
old
like
was
it.
Brian Cox when he had this child? But Emil Hirsch is 41 right now, and Brian Cox is 80. So that's not that big of a
No.
Yeah.
age difference. but
39. People
Yeah, they
have
just-
kids at that
they-
age all the time.
They just look a lot, a bit further apart in age-wise
Right.
and physically.
Right.
I think a lot of it is the way that Brian Cox carries himself as if he has the weight of the world on him all the time. Even when he's playing this more light character.
And plus, Emil Hirsch has like a young face too. So
Yeah, he's got
that
a
just
face.
adds to like the feel of a big age difference.
Yeah, definitely. So if you didn't watch Succession, you missed out. It's still out
did.
there. Watch it.
I missed out.
He's amazing in it. It's the exact opposite of this role, like Andy was saying. Also, he was the dad in The Ring. Remember who in the American version?
Yeah.
He drowned Samara in the well. And then he took a
He
bath.
didn't do it. She did.
Well,
He just covered it up.
yeah, that's right. The wife did it, and he covered it
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
And then what? He put a bunch of surge protectors in the tub with himself, and that was that.
And did that bridle and in his mouth and electrocuted himself.
I forgot about the bridal. That was a nice touch. And then he was in X-Men 2, X United, which I'm not a fan of. I don't know, you guys. I don't even remember.
Actually,
who
I
he
like that
played.
movie a lot. It's
Yeah.
the best of those movies.
Who do you remember? Who he was in that?
I forgot his name, but he's the guy that he's a named character in the comics. I just forgot.
He's not like one of the military guys that takes Wolverine and screws with
Yeah,
him.
he
is.
is.
Is that who he was? Okay,
He's
that
the
makes
guy
sense.
that basically created Wolverine.
Oh, okay. I need to rewatch those movies. I feel like I didn't give them a fair shake. Then we have Austin. This is Tommy's son, as we've already mentioned, Emil Hirsch. He was Speed in the Speed Racer movie, which I totally forgot about. Do you guys remember this?
I never saw it.
I never saw it.
It was silly.
I have no like connection to Speed Racer, so I'm like, why would I
Yeah.
watch this?
I didn't either. I think we watched it maybe because it was the Wachowskis at the time. They were really hot. And it was, I'm pretty sure it was them that did it. It was a big
Yeah,
deal
it was
when it
them.
came out.
I think it was the movie they did after the Matrix trilogy, so I think it was like kind of a big test for them.
Yeah. And whether they passed it or not, who knows?
Remember how perfect The Matrix was, and then the next two movies were not?
That last one they made was pretty terrible.
That's why I don't want them to make sequels to this movie.
Yeah, but it could work out. You could
It
end up with
could.
an Exorcist 3. So Emil Hirsch is also known for his roles in Into the Wild, The Girl Next Door. That's the movie with where he lives next door to the porn star played by the daughter from 24.
Alicia Cuthbert.
Thank you. In his portrayals, he recently, Jay Sebring in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood,
Oh.
one of the victims of the Manson family at Sharon Tate's house. Then we have Emma, Austin's doomed girlfriend. And her name's Ophelia, the actress. Just a double doomed person. Ophelia Lucy Lovibond.
That's the actress's name?
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of name.
Very English sounding name, huh? Then we have Jane Doe. Alwyn Catherine Kelley, an Irish actress who, man, she plays dead so well. They were talking about using like an actual like prosthetic for the body in the movie, and they were like, nothing in close up, it just wouldn't work. They needed somebody.
I mean, they
who
did have
real.
a prosthetic, which
At points,
like a fake body, but
for
definitely for
close-ups.
close-ups and everything. It was her.
Yeah. Super. Like usually I like to pride myself on catching and blinking and breathing on all these crime shows that Amy watches when they're like, they always have the scene where they're like, what happened to you, baby?
But she did a great job playing the dead person because I don't know, she somehow emoted as a dead person. It was weird
Mhm.
Yeah.
how like you got actual performance and feeling out of her when she's just laying on the slab.
I think they might have done something with her eyebrows at points to do that. I think there was some master manipulating going on of us during this movie. That's why it's so good. Little details mattered a lot.
I'd like to know what she actually looks like.
Not painted
Because
white.
she's obviously not that stark white.
Right.
That's
But
a
I'm
good,
just curious about the process of making her look like that.
I never thought to look her up.
I'm curious
outside
about
of the movie.
how it felt to just lay there naked.
I hope they I hope they kept her warm and
Yeah.
it
Oh
was
yeah.
a like humane shoot for her.
They talked about how positive the experience was for her and the cast and crew because they said she was good at making everybody feel comfortable. She took
Yeah.
charge of it, I think,
Yeah.
and was like, this is what it is, that this is real, we're going for a realism thing here, and it's going to be a real live nude woman on a table for hours on end. Grow up.
Grow up.
Grow the fuck up. So, so the coroner and his son, Austin, begin to work on these bodies. And Austin has a date with his girlfriend, Emma, that night that he has to be like, look, I'll meet you later. Just come back and meet me here.
She comes to the funeral home to pick him up for their date. And of course, what they always want to do in these movies, they want to see bodies. And she's like, can I see one? I want to see one.
There's so many ethical violations
I
in
know.
these morgue movies, and it bothers me.
They're always like, well, you shouldn't. We shouldn't. We sure shouldn't. But we're
Like, here's the
gonna.
thing. If I'm in the morgue, I don't care what you do with my body. You can bring a bunch of people to look at it and do whatever. But I would feel different if it was like a family member and you just brought these
Right.
gawkers and hangers on looking at my relative's body.
Yeah. And they're always
Yeah.
really excited and like it's a fun thing in the movies.
Then they always get upset.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lesson learned. I think it's a lesson learned in real life sometimes that way. I remember they used to take high school kids to the morgue to discourage drunk driving.
Mm.
And now I think they realize that really traumatizes people
Yeah.
and don't do it anymore. But when we were
don't
kids,
remember-
they did that.
All I remember is them bringing the smashed car to the parking lot and showing us what could happen. I don't remember people being taken to a
Not in our time.
It was usually people who already had a violation. So like
Oh,
they're
okay.
like teens who already
Like a-
got caught. And then it was
Like a scared straight type
Yeah,
thing.
it was like a scared straight thing. I don't think anywhere does that anymore. I don't know. Maybe somewhere in the South they might still do that. But I mean, sometimes you hear stuff happening in other places.
Yeah, I just like how everybody just assumed the South. Because
Yeah, I mean, you know what I mean, right? Like, it
Yeah,
seems
yeah,
like
yeah.
a little more traditional educational methods down there, maybe. So through the course of this, as Emma gets to see a body, but not the face of the one. He stops her before seeing the face because this guy shot himself in the face.
Blew his face off. So he's like, bet you don't want to see that. This is where we get the story of the bell. Why is there a bell tied to the dude's foot? It's like to make sure that they're really dead.
I love that.
But this guy is so clearly dead. It
Yeah.
seems unnecessary.
But yeah, I think it's also to show it serves two great purposes in the movie. It shows that Tommy is a traditionalist,
Yeah.
and that he's trying to pass something that he takes very seriously down to his son.
And I mean, it does feature, you're like, okay, this bell's going to pop
Right.
back up again. And
Chekhov's
it
bell.
totally does. And then it even pops up again later. Is it on her foot at the very end?
The
there's
sound
nothing
is
on her
there.
foot. Yeah. Her just toe wiggles and it makes
Her
a
just
bell
toe
sound.
wiggles.
Yeah,
Okay.
they just added the bell sound in,
Gotcha.
I think, just to remind you of it. Because you get the feeling that not everybody does the bell thing.
And
Tommy's special.
yeah, it seems like it's not even on everybody either. Just
Right.
on the dude who blew his face off.
Oh, I didn't notice. I wasn't.
I don't know. Did we see the feet of the other guy? I'm not
Nah.
sure. Maybe I made that
I
up.
presume there are always bells.
Could have made it up.
So they begin their work of dissecting the body, doing the autopsy. And as they progress through this autopsy, they realize that this is not only her cleanliness is out of the ordinary, but her physical proportions suggest that she worked. I mean, in Georgia, women are still wearing corsets. So this part kind of made me laugh a little bit. They're like, well, women haven't worn corsets since the 17th century. This couldn't be possible.
Well, women wear corsets, but not like corsets.
Yeah, I guess this was an extremely cinch corset.
Like her waist was way too small
Yeah, proportionally to the rest
proportionally
of
for
her.
her body.
So that's the
She's
first
got-
clue.
Peat under her nails. Her tongue has been torn out of her mouth. Not torn, but like crudely cut out.
Yeah.
She's all broken up inside. She's inside.
Physically, not just emotionally.
Yes.
It's like
Aren't we
somebody
all?
just took her and beat her up and broke every bone in her body.
But there is not a not a glimpse of that on the outside of her. She's perfect on the outside, except for being.
Yeah, I think
dead.
this is probably one of my favorite parts of the movie. Them just describing, what happened to her, and as they go further and further to the autopsy, and nothing makes from what they can see, and I just love that because nothing is shown really. Nothing is shown of what happens to her, but your mind just goes to those places of the descriptions of of her injuries.
Yeah, when
And it's just kind of terrifying to think about.
the lungs in particular, right?
that are burnt
Yeah.
as if she
And the
inhaled
broken
fire and smoke.
and the description of the broken bones and everything. It was
Yes,
very
her
effective.
her
The way-
ankles and wrists are crumbled, basically broken, as if she had been
Is it during this
tied up.
phase of the autopsy when the radio starts acting strange?
Yeah, I think so.
So the radio starts changing channels on its own.
and doors start opening and just weird things start happening.
And they don't waste a whole lot of time letting things ramp up. It ramps up. I love how contained this is.
Yeah,
And how the pacing of this movie to me is perfect. But as Andy was saying, as they lay out this all out on the board and stuff as they're working through cause of death, they get to the stomach contents, and this is a big turn in the story because they find wrapped in cloth in her belly a molar, like the tooth, and they deduce it's her own tooth, but the more important thing is that the cloth, when they fold it up, it's like a cipher or something, or a Mad magazine.
yeah.
But it says is like Leviticus 20:27, which is the I got the exact quote, which people apparently misquote a lot. I didn't know this was the exact quote. And the movie does paraphrase. But the real quote is, "A man or a woman who is a medium or a spiritist must surely be put to death. They shall be stoned. Their blood will be on their own heads." And that's from the Old Testament. And that has to do with the Israelites trying to break off from the pagans. And so anything the pagans did was punishable by death.
By
kind
death.
of. Yeah.
That's real cool.
It's a good way to separate things out. So that's,
Leviticus is fucked up.
it is really fucked up, but it's also like a weird book of rules too, that, I think I'm not a Bible scholar or anything, but like when you get to the New Testament, I think the idea is that this is wiped clean. These ideas are kind of supposed to be, if you're a Christian, if you believe that part of it.
Yeah, unfortunately, some people still believe that certain parts of it.
Yeah. And then this is part of the Torah too, though. It's a very complicated thing and people misinterpret it. They mistranslate it. I don't know if this translation can be trusted that I just read.
I think the movie wants you to say if a man or a woman is a witch, you got to kill him.
Right. Because that's where the basis of the Salem witchcraft trials is. And how do they figure out it was 1693?
From the little piece of cloth that they find the molar in, they figure out the date.
That's the
It
part of it I
says-
couldn't remember. Was it on there
That
or
was
something?
it was on the Roman numerals or
Oh,
something
okay.
like that. When he folded it over, it kind of deciphered everything.
So now they've pieced together, as every good student of American history would,
Oh, and,
which
and they also find a flower in her
The Jimson weed.
That's just found in the north, and they live in the south, so they wouldn't. That flower is not found in their area.
yeah, so he's like from New England. It's native to New England. Yeah, so that's the other piece. And it's a paralytic. So do you think maybe part of her torture was paralyzing her and then doing horrible things to her, maybe even too? Or
Probably.
was it to paralyze her when she was a threat? I don't know, but she becomes a threat.
She is a threat. You think she's really a witch?
Well, the story is written that she wasn't until they did this to her, and now
And then she became
a powerful, like wraith kind of character because of it.
Well, that's one other thing I like about it. Like, it's never really explicitly said that she's a witch or she was just created. It's just she's just there and doing all these witchy things.
And it's up to you
It's
to
not-
kind of
Yeah,
interpret.
doesn't
what you're
over-explain
seeing.
it.
Yeah, and I really appreciate that. A lot of times I yell when I don't know what happened at the end of a movie. is I'm mad because I'm like, tell me the fucking story you wanted to tell me. But I feel like in this instance, they give you enough.
Yeah,
There's enough story there to chew on, to think about later when you leave the movie theater or whatever.
Yeah, there's no microfiche moment where they pull up all these articles and records and figure out her exact name and what happened to her.
It's just those 3 clues or whatever, 3 or 4 clues, and they piece together, this is probably what's happening. That plus all the supernatural shit that's clearly like they also don't question the nature of what's happening too deeply, other than they get to the point of being we're under a threat of supernatural proportions pretty quick. The characters don't go through that reasonable thing that you have in a lot of other movies where they try to have to figure out, convince each other it's really happening.
Yeah.
Because it's very obviously some shit's going down at this point.
Yeah, there's never this scientist character that says, this doesn't make logical sense.
Right. I would hate that. It's such a waste of time in these kind of movies. And then
I like how this movie like really trusts its audience not to me spoon fed everything.
I think that's why the screenplay was so popular.
I don't want
for that reason.
Forget to mention there's a crazy storm brewing outside. So they lose power and then they have to, then they're only on generator power and then they can't get out.
If you ever
because
said
the elevator won't work.
That A Dark and Stormy Night was hack, if that's ever, it's not. It still works for me 100% of the time. In horror and mysteries and everything.
But they can't get out the other way. That there's 2 exits, one for the elevator, which won't work because the generator doesn't generate enough power. And then the
like a cellar door.
Cellar doors to get out are blocked by a tree. So they're stuck in this place.
Well, I like the implication that's almost that she's causing this.
Well, I think
all the storm and everything.
That is totally
them there.
What they're trying to say, because at the very beginning, when the house she was found in, they said there's like an offhand remark that they were trying to get out. The people that died were trying to get out of the house somehow and couldn't. So this is her thing. She traps you with her and then she kills your ass.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
the weather is clear in the beginning and clear at the end when everything's over. So
yeah,
I just love that it shows her how powerful she is.
Do you also wonder, like, do they talk much about the storm outside of the funeral home, or is it something that only they
you hear on the radio?
They did mention the storm.
Yeah,
oh, okay.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember if it was like localized
to
them. This is where I love where this ramps up, that now she starts bringing all of the other bodies in this funeral home back to life. Well, first they kill the cat. I don't really 100% understand what happened to Stanley. Yeah. They found him in one of the vents dying, and they have to euthanize him by way of wringing his neck, which is so sad.
Mm-hmm. I guess she was mad at the cat for some reason.
Witches like cats usually.
I thought that they were familiars,
So, but something happened to the cat, and then that kind of is the beginning of the end, where the dead start coming back and basically tormenting the father and son by creeping up on them here and there.
But real quick, like back to the cat, I love all these little character moments that they put in to make you really feel for these, Brian Cox and Emil Hirsch, because he talks about like how he hated that cat, but it was his wife's and it's one of the last things that he has of her. And, it's all these little moments that just make you care for these people.
The dynamic between the father and son is really sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah. They just really, they make you root for the characters so hard.
Yeah. Tommy is a good dad, and he does the hard stuff throughout the whole movie. It's kind of like a great representation of a heroic father figure character from beginning to end, I think. We don't ever see a dark side to Tommy.
Yeah. And I like the character moments with Tommy too, because it's implied that he wants to do something different with his life. And
oh no, you're talking about Austin. Tommy is Brian Cox.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Austin.
Austin. Yeah.
Austin wants to do something else with his life, but he feels like he has to be loyal to his dad, and like he has these plans with his girlfriend in the future too. That makes all the deaths hit a little harder.
Well, those plans get canceled because Brian Cox accidentally. They hear the bell ringing, and they realize it's the dude, one of the dead bodies,
Shot himself in the face.
that shot himself in the face. They figure out that something's going on with that body or whatever, and they see him walking down the hallway, and they hide, and then just as the bell's coming closer and closer, and Brian Cox has got the axe, and then he goes and he swings it and he gets the body, but oops, it's actually the girlfriend.
So now Emma's fucking dead.
Dead.
So they are losing left and right everything they care about in quick succession.
Nice. Call back to his other role.
I'm a genius. What can you
See
say?
what you did there.
Thank you.
And you know, like we knew how the movie ends, they both end up dying.
Yeah.
But her death was doubly cruel because how they can explain this, even if they survived
Right.
to the authorities. It's like,
We thought it was a dead
wait a minute,
body walking up on us.
yeah.
It was going to kill it. It was a zombie.
So either way, they're kind of screwed. That's one of those things I always think about in movies, how people are going to explain what
Mhm.
happens,
Yep.
but they never get the chance to, so it doesn't really matter.
I was about to say, yeah, they won't need to explain anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brian Cox gets his ass beat by Jane Doe supernaturally in the bathroom when he gets locked in the bathroom. And then later she goes after him and he's dying from whatever she did.
She did everything to him that was done to her.
Yeah, so he's dying and he's in a lot of pain. And so he asks for his son to have mercy on him and kill him. And he has to stab and kill his own father. It's just terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that, as another, this is listing off things I love in this movie, but that there's a moment where he kind of appeals to her, and saying like, you didn't deserve this, and tell us how we can help you. And certain movies would make it, him appealing to her better nature and stopping what she's doing.
Right.
But even though he tries to do that and relate to her and sympathize with her, and she's like, no, fuck it, I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah. It's just,
You
I
dead
think
bitch.
the rage is so strong. You're talking about
Yeah.
what, like 500 years of rage or whatever.
Yeah, it's very Paranorman, except the witch doesn't do the good thing at the end and instead kills everybody.
It moves on to do more damage.
Yeah.
But yeah, the way, and when we haven't talked about Austin's death yet. He's the last one standing. And then she causes, I don't know if this was really happening, but Tommy's body gets up, right? And is walking around again at one point, if I remember right. And he scares Austin into backing into a rotten banister and falling to his death, which starts the cycle over again because now the police are investigating this triple murder. And in the mess, they're like, what do we do with her? Jane Doe, the body we just brought in.
Who had been autopsied but is now completely healed back up again and perfect, and her skin is unmarred.
It's like they never touched her.
Yeah.
And they're like, either send her up to the university. Let the eggheads deal with it.
And then her little toe goes, wiggle, wiggle,
Yeah.
wiggle, wiggle.
I would watch a
And
part
then
two.
the movie ends.
Bring it on. It's going to be a little weird, like if the actor, if she's changed a whole lot and you still got to play like this dead body that looks exactly the same. That would be a challenge. I feel like you'd have to find a lookalike. Because this movie is 10 years old now, by the way.
They can explain it away somehow, like she's
Yeah.
aging, like the body's aging as she gets thawed out or something.
That
be.
would, I would not care for that.
Yeah.
I
But
They could pull it off. The right camera angles. You can't tell somebody's aged 10 years, right? With an expert cinematographer.
yeah, the makeup they put on her is pretty extensive, like thick. So they
Yeah.
can just make her white again, super white.
Dunk her in a vat of grease paint.
Yeah.
Look like a goddamn
But-
clown.
But normally I don't really notice the sound design of this movie, but this one I really noticed it. I think it was just so well done, especially during the autopsy parts. It was also squishy and gross
Mm-hmm.
and right up in your ear.
Yeah.
And I thought that was just another really effective part.
Yeah, it's a feast for the senses.
Mm-hmm.
Damn fine movie.
I'm glad that we finally covered it as a real main attraction. I think we talked about 10
and I
years
liked
ago
how,
for some reason.
It's only like an hour and 20 minutes with hour and 25 with credits. So it was
Blayne.
such a efficient movie.
Contemporary
Was
classic.
efficient. That is a perfect word for it, Andy. And you don't want your art to be described as efficient. I get that, but it was efficient. It made you feel. It made you do all the things a good movie makes you do in an hour and 20. Did you hear that, Christopher Nolan?
Hey, man, Odyssey's pretty great.
3 hours long.
It needs it.
Well, then I'll be waiting to watch it in my home, which is where 3 hour long movies go.
You could even break it up like a TV series. That's what I always say.
Yeah.
Break it up. Watch one act like it's an episode of TV and another one like it's the next episode. I mean, it is the Odyssey. You can take it in little chunks.
Yeah, it is episodic in nature. So
Yeah.
just take some pee breaks.
It's like
Some
4 or
snacks.
5 stories all
Many
together,
pee
right?
breaks.
Practically an anthology.
Yeah.
Anything else we need to say about the autopsy of Jane Doe?
No. If you've never seen
I
it,
kept
sorry, we spoiled
being
everything.
being the immature person I am. Every time I see autopsy, I think of autopussy. That's how I pronounce it in my mind, at least.
Yeah. Is that from the Cars universe?
You're hilarious. Oh,
Yeah.
dear.
It's the autopussy of Jane Doe.
Oh, boy.
Or Jane Ho. Let's put it that way.
Jane Ho. I like that better. Perfect, Andy. We did it. All right. Well, let's do the thing where we talk about what else we've been watching. Freddie
I
Morris.
got a good one for you, Amy.
What you got?
You kind of saw some of this.
Did I?
This is a Netflix documentary called A Toxic Love Story. The brief description I got from IMDb is a string of threatening emails escalates into a revenge plot involving a newly married U.S. Marshal and his ex-girlfriend. Boy, oh boy, it's way more than that. It's the messiest mess of a story that you will love to watch since maybe The Jinx. It's so fucking twisty. It's a mess.
Is it
Highly recommend.
just one? Is it a series or just one like 2-hour documentary?
Just one documentary.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and it's thankfully, I hate when they stretch these into series. This could have easily been a series. There was enough things to happen that you could have stretched it out in like 8 hours, but thankfully they did not. They were efficient, as Amy said.
Efficient.
This is efficient.
As Andy said.
Or as Andy said, it's fucking bonkers, man. It's bonkers.
So this I'm feeling like you can't really describe this without spoiling it.
I can get you to a point without spoiling it. Okay. This U.S. Marshal is in a new relationship when emails threatening his new girlfriend start coming in. And it's stuff as extreme as his ex allegedly posting ads on Craigslist to be part of a rape fantasy.
Oh, that shit.
But she's luring them to this other person's house,
Right.
is the idea. Now, if I go any further into it than that, I'd actually probably start spoiling it. It's really that nuts that from there, that's really just the tip of the iceberg.
Mm.
It's really, if you like messy human drama, it's one for the ages.
Netflix somehow finds all these really dysfunctional people and makes documentaries out of them.
Well, I'd heard this story in pieces before on YouTube because YouTube creators are real good about being ahead of big production companies, and they'll make like what they call, I guess, lazy content videos or whatever, where it's not the big production that Netflix is going to make, but it's the same story. And I think I've heard a lot of this story before, but this version, A Toxic Love Story, takes all those details and really just gives you like the barest essence of what happened. It's really well done.
But when did this happen? How many years ago? Like recent or super recent?
It really happened. I think it started like 10 years ago or something, maybe.
Okay.
The story. I'm not sure exactly. It takes place, it unfolds over time. Over a nice amount of time.
All right.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
A toxic.
It's terrible
love
that it
story.
happened, but it's a cool
Yes.
documentary.
Yeah. We are ghouls after all. True crime ghouls.
Nobody died, but it changed people's lives forever.
Well, nobody died. That's good. And then I can make fun of people. It's allowed then. If nobody died.
If nobody died, it's fine.
Nobody died. I'll go next. Thank you, Freddy.
You're welcome.
I'm back on my found footage journey. Found another found footage movie. This one was recommended to me by our friend Bill. It's called Tinsman Road. It's about a guy who has gone home. His sister had gone missing, and he's home with his mom, and she keeps begging him. He's filming her for whatever reason, and she keeps begging him to make a documentary about angels and spirits because she believes that the daughter who's been missing still visits spiritually. And so he decides to start making a documentary about the whole situation, where her sister went missing on Tinsman Road, which is where she was last seen. And he goes out into the community and gets like interviews with people that knew about the legend, this legend of this missing girl. He meets some locals.
Is there a legend about Tinsman Road too?
No, I don't think so. I don't remember that.
She just disappeared on that road then?
She just disappeared on the road.
Okay.
And he meets some locals. They help him out with the documentary. They act like she's dead even though she's missing. So they do like seances sort of things, like EVP sessions, that sort of stuff. She was a musician, the missing sister. So there's some connections to her music and things there. It was spooky without much happening, is what I will say about the movie. I liked it. I didn't love it. Again, not much happened, but they managed to create some good atmosphere. They're borrowing from the Blair Witch a lot because they do go out into the woods and everything.
It looks a lot like the Blair Witch the way it's filmed.
Yeah.
I noticed that.
Yeah. So they're borrowing heavily from the Blair Witch, but which is a movie I love. So then I'm happy that I just get more of what I love. I would recommend it. It's new. So you have to rent it right now. So I would wait till it's not renting. I would wait till you can get it free on a streaming service that you already paid for. That is my recommendation there.
I didn't
Save you a
really
few
watch
bucks.
it with Amy, but I did notice that it was very long.
It was
for a
pretty
found
long.
footage
It was
movie.
almost 2 hours long. Yeah. I was
Ooh,
doing
that's-
laundry during it, so it didn't bother me as much.
That's kind of pushing the limits for even a regular movie. But a found footage movie, it's a little
much. Little much. Yeah, it could have used some tightening up, some editing, certainly in the beginning.
That was my question.
What?
You answered it before I asked it. I was going to ask if it suffered from the length at all.
It did a little bit.
The girth hurt more.
Giggle. Yeah. Tinsman Road. Missing sister. Guy making a documentary about it.
If you're into missing sisters or documentaries.
Have I got the movie for you? Tinsman Road.
Well,
Thanks,
thank you,
Bill,
Amy.
for the recommend.
And it's my turn. So I watched
Turned up.
what's it called? Teenage Sex and Death at Camp
Oh,
Miasma.
yeah.
Oh, I want to see this. Where
The
did you see
new
this? In
Jane
the theater?
Show. It's in the theater. It just came out this past weekend. Is Jane Schoenbrom? I think that's how you pronounce her name. She's known for I Saw the TV Glow. Which at first that movie, it took me a while for I didn't like it at first, but it was a movie I kept thinking about, and its impact didn't really hit me until a second viewing. So I was excited about this one. And I like that she has her own style, and she is definitely like a visionary director because there's no other person making movies like this right now. It's so specifically her. But the same way I felt about the first time I saw a TV Glow, I felt I needed the Cliff Notes or like a Wikipedia entry to tell me what happened. It's very art housey and pretentious at times, which is fine. But I don't like movies that make me feel stupid. I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe like it just it's just so art housey sometimes.
Yeah. I worried
and
about
so
that about
out
this
there.
movie. I'd heard good
Even the
things,
title-
though, but
Yeah. Even the title kind of turned me off because, come on, that's a dumb title.
it's awful long.
Evocative, but come on, it's just a little too Criterion Closet for my taste.
How was Gillian Anderson, though?
She is the best part of the movie.
She's so great.
She puts on this really convincing, like, Dolly Parton accent, which is kind of, you know, after the news of today, it's like, wow, it kind of hits a little different. But she's the best part of the movie. She plays this Norma Desmond recluse like character.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard. Like, the movie is that Hannah Einbinder, I think that's her name.
Yeah.
She's a director that's rebooting this series of movies called Camp Miasma. They're like basically Sleepaway Camp meets Jason Voorhees, and she meets up. She's directing a reboot of that, and she has to meet up with Gillian Anderson, who was the final girl of the first one, and it basically is about her obsession, like not obsession, but her connection to the movie and how she relates to it, and how she needs to pick at Gillian Anderson's brain to get to the heart of the story. It's a great first half of a movie because it focuses on the filmmaker and the actress that Gillian Anderson plays, and those characters are so specific. And the whole time I was watching that first half, I was like, I know these people to a T.
Right.
It is, after like being in like the horror community for so long, you get to know these certain types of people, and it is if you see this movie, you're like, I know who that person is. I can tell you names of people who remind me of like this person.
Yeah.
You're too classy to say.
Yeah. Well, not just the director that Hannah Einbinder plays, but Gillian Anderson plays this kind of disaffected actress that she feels like the fandom takes things out of proportion and out of context. And a lot of times in the movie, she's like, it's just a movie. It's not, the things that you're looking for aren't there. And to me, that is so refreshing to hear a character say that, because we've seen that if you especially go to panels at Horror Hound, you've seen these actors just talk about, it was just a job. It was just a movie. These things that you're saying are in the movie we didn't intend, which is fine. But that people can find those things in movies, but sometimes it's eye rolling. And
yeah, I feel like in I Saw the TV Glow, the first movie they made, there was a lot of that in there too, about putting so much value on like nostalgia and program.
Yeah.
And I'm guilty of that. Like, I relate to that in a lot of ways because I find a lot of meaning in life through TV and movies. So
yeah, and they even talk about the movie industry and how people aren't going to care that you do this movie your way, and how people are a little too handcuffed to the original and saying like, oh, you raped my childhood if you change some things, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I really like those aspects of the movie, but once it gets into the art housey stuff, it kind of loses me a little bit. So like, it's a great first half of the movie, but once they get into the personal, almost David Lynchian stuff, it kind of loses me. But
fair enough.
Yeah.
It's definitely worth watching because there's nothing like this movie out there.
Yeah.
And maybe I need to read some articles on it and have it explained to me, and maybe then it would hit me a little harder. But like I said, I don't like movies where you have to, and it's not like I don't like them, but walking out of the movie, I just need to jump on the internet right away and have it explained to me.
Yeah. Don't like that.
We used to have such a good time before the internet. talking about movies and not really knowing jack from shit at all. Like, you know what I mean? Like I remember I would watch old episodes. You mentioned David Lynch. David Lynch movies are a perfect example before the internet, like trying to figure out Twin Peaks from week to week or the latest David Lynch movie. You would just talk and talk and talk until everybody had their own idea of what it meant. And now we go online and then we all think movies mean the same thing when really it's art, right? And it's supposed to be up to you to kind of make up your own meaning. Maybe it's an endorsement of blood.
But I think this movie suffered from me seeing
lingerie.
Yeah. Maybe I needed to see this with somebody else and afterwards have like a discussion and see what everybody, they thought about what things meant. So I definitely need to sit down and watch this with people.
I felt the same way about that first movie too. Like I was like, I feel like there's some things that are meant for a slightly younger audience than me. When I saw the TV Glow, it feels like it's aimed at somebody maybe just 10 years younger than me or something. And I felt like I could have used a little hand holding for that too.
Yeah. Well, the director is a trans woman, and both movies deal with, themes of identity and seeing yourself on screen and what it means for those characters. So it's universal, but also very specific to her experiences and the experience with that community. So it's a movie like perfect example. It's like, it's not for me. Even that the themes are universal, but I think it relates a lot more to people specifically in that community.
Right. Gotcha.
I'm glad you saw this, Andy. I've been really curious about it. And God knows I won't make it out to the movies anytime soon.
God knows.
God knows.
Only God.
Sorry if I was a little rambly, but it's one of those movies that needs a lot of talk about it. So
you're fine.
My review was kind of wordy.
Maybe down the road we'll cover it as a main attraction.
Maybe. All right. Well, at the end of every show, we say hi to our Beelzebubs. Patreon.com/NOTLP.
Happy birthday, Brian Stovall, by the way.
Happy birthday, Stovall. Beelzebubs are Matt, Brandon, and Emily, Dr. Brian, Old Dirty Bill Sturd, Bill Fahrner, Blayne Yogurt, Jordache Jeans, Monica, Ernest, Dave, and Shayna. That is the list, you bitch ass bitches. Sorry, I don't know why I called you name.
You said it affectionately, though.
I did mean it with affection. I meant it with love.
Andy, hang around for a second. I got to talk to you.
All right, everybody. Thanks for listening. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Frankenstein was wondering if he should go to bed when his old buddy Leatherface put on Dawn of the Dead. And Igor made the nachos in a severed human head, and they enjoy the movie with their friends. David Kessler walks the streets of London